Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Burnt Pancakes podcast, the podcast where we talk about the messy, hilarious, exhausting, and beautiful points of motherhood. I'm your host, Katie Fensky, and each week I remind moms that everyone burns the first pancake. Now, today's episode is extra fun because we have a returning guest to the show. I'm so excited to be bringing back Sarah Parise. And if you listened to her episode a couple years ago, you already know she is one of those people who just makes you feel seen instantly. She is still to this day one of my favorite podcast guests just because I felt like we connected so easily. Sarah is a certified personal trainer, wellness specialist, yoga instructor, business owner, but most importantly, she's a mom who has walked through the hard stuff: postpartum depression, mom guilt, anxiety about all of it. And she's super passionate about helping moms take care of themselves in a way that actually fits into real life. So she's walking in our shoes with us and helping us as we go. Now she's back because she has something brand new that I cannot wait to hear about. Her program is called the 2% Club, which is basically a wellness space for moms who want to prioritize their health without completely overhauling their lives or giving up everything they love. Hello, this just sounds exactly what we all need. So, we're going to talk about mom life, about self-care, what it actually looks like when you're tired and touched out, and how you can start taking care of yourself in small ways that actually make a difference. So grab your cold coffee, fold some laundry while you listen, hide in your car for a little bit, whatever your version of peace is. Enjoy this podcast episode. Sarah, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me back. I love this time with you.
I know it's so fun. I still like your episode. I still look back at like that is just someone that I just felt like I could talk to forever. So I'm so glad you were back on to talk to
Well,
me.
the feeling is mutual.
Okay, last time you were on the podcast, we talked kind of about postpartum and mom guilt. And we were kind of at a little different stage. We were both sharing that we had our youngest in preschool at the time, and now both of us have all of our kids in school. So tell us where you are right now in your motherhood journey.
It's crazy to think that it was like a little over 2 years
I
ago that we
know.
last spoke. I have 2 girls that are 7 and 9. They're almost exactly 2 years apart. They're in 1st and 3rd grade now, and it is a different season. A one
Oh.
that I didn't know existed 2.5 years ago, to be
Yes,
honest.
yes.
That is, they go on the bus at 7:45. I get in the car and usually go to the Y and work out and do work there because I have my own business, so I can work wherever. So I work at the Y, and then I come home and finish my workday at home, and then go get them from school. It is not to say there's a lot of time in the day because
Right.
obviously none of the mom responsibilities have left. Like what we were just chatting about, like if
Mhm.
I'm sick, I am with them. If there's a field trip, I am there. And all of the things that one of the reasons I wanted to start my own business was so I could be that default parent.
Yeah.
At times, I'd like to say tag and change my mind and flip the script on that one, but for the most part, it's just a different season. I, for example, was leaving the Y yesterday morning, and there's this mother who was walking up the steps. She had a stroller, she was wearing a baby, and she had like a 3 or 4-year-old in her hand, and she looked defeated. And I looked at her and I felt it like in my
Oh,
soul. It was
yes.
me not that long ago. And I
Mhm.
just looked for her as I held the door and I said, "You made it here. You showed up. That's all that matters." This poor woman burst into tears.
Oh,
Like I was the first one to see her in her motherhood journey. We ended up
oh.
chatting for like 20 minutes while she dropped her kids off at stay and play so she could sneak in
Mhm.
what I learned, a 20-minute workout before they call her and tell her their 4-year-old is acting up. And
Oh.
I'm like, I just reminded her, I'm like, this is a season. And it's so hard to remember that when you're living it, but it truly is a very short time of your motherhood journey. And I was that person. And now I'm on the other side, walking out with all my hands free and a laptop bag and doing
Yeah.
something totally different in my motherhood journey. And it's equally for me rewarding. I loved being home with my kids. And
Mhm.
I also love putting them on the bus, knowing that they're independent enough and strong enough and brave enough to like battle the public school system and then come home to me at 3 o'clock. But it
Yeah.
is hard to remind yourself in whatever season you're in, especially the challenging ones, that it will pass and it
Oh,
will change.
so true. And like I see those moms out there at the grocery store or, just walking like it like makes my heart a little sad. Sometimes I saw this mom walking. It looked like she was walking to the library yesterday with her little stroller and I'm like, that's not me anymore. That was me a couple
Mhm.
years ago. That's not me anymore. So I was like a little nostalgic, but also
Mhm.
just like but I am running to go get coffee right now with a friend. Like that's so different. Did you feel like when you were in that stage, if someone said, "Oh, don't worry, it's only a short time," you were just like, "Ugh, how dare you say this?" Like it's so
There
hard.
was no part of me that
Yeah.
thought that was changing anytime soon. I had
Yes.
one that did not sleep, and people would remind. I mean, she didn't sleep till she was 2. This is my older one. So
Oh
yes,
my
it's shocking I had a
gosh.
second one. So she started
Mhm.
sleeping. We found out we were pregnant, and there was a moment of like, oh my,
What
I
am I
can't do this. I
doing?
can't do this. I can't not sleep for
Again.
another 2 years. So
No.
in those moments when people are like, oh, it will pass, she'll learn to sleep, or when they say like no one goes to kindergarten in diapers, and we are bad
Right.
potty
How
training,
dare you say that
and
while I'm in the middle of this?
you're just like, oh my goodness. But then you look back on it, you're like, it did pass. No
Did.
one went to kindergarten in diapers, much less college.
Mhm.
They do sleep through the night now, but when you're in the moment, it is so hard to see like less than 3 inches from your
Right.
face.
Right. But you're right. I look back and I think, oh, right, it did go fast. Like this morning, I went to the garage to do a workout, and my son's his new bedroom. My old office was the bedroom, and he finally convinced us that he's old enough and he needs his own room. He doesn't have to share with his brothers. But it like butts up against our garage. So any sound in the garage is like you can hear it in his room. When he was a baby, or when the boys were a baby, that was their nursery. And I would like tiptoe into the garage to do a workout. Like, oh my God, I'm so worried if I like make any noise, if I'd hear them crying through the wall. I'm like,
Mhm.
I woke them up. Oh my God. Well, I was able to do an entire workout, like throwing weights on the ground, like music blaring. He didn't hear a thing because he's, preteen now and they don't want
Mhm.
to get up. But I was like, oh my God, just a little while ago, this was so hard to do. And now it's like, it
Mhm.
doesn't even cross my mind. Like, I'm not even going to try and like do the key as quietly as possible. Like, it seems like a blip, like just seconds ago that was how we were.
And I try to remind moms too of like acknowledge that it was hard. Like
Mm,
it's like just acknowledge that it was hard or it was a hard season.
right.
There's nothing that drives me more crazy than like picture perfect, people painting the picture perfect of like what mother looks like, whether it's on social media or in real life. Like I was living in
Mhm.
Southern California when I had my first, and these moms showed up to mommy and me, and I was like, well, why do I look homeless? Why can't I get it together? Like this is insanity. And then years later, it comes out with some honesty of like of how much they were truly struggling. Their outside appearance didn't struggle with it,
Mhm.
but internally it was really hard. So it's like acknowledge that it is hard. And the
Right.
stage that I'm in now, I consider it a sweet spot. I mean, 7 and 9, we're starting to
Yes.
get some attitudes. We're starting to like feel about out boundaries and things like that. But I am fully aware after teaching middle school for 12 years that I am in a sweet
Mhm.
spot and I will savor that sweet spot.
Right. Oh, and that's such a good place to be in, like to think like, let's enjoy right now where
Right
we
now.
are. Because
Mhm.
yes, I am in the sweet spot right now. I was just telling you, all of my kids are in the same school. I have one
Yes.
hiccup. Next year, that's different. We're starting to get the little preteen attitude. It's coming, but it's still manageable.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I would say, like this is great. We don't have littles at home. We don't have the toddler, so it's not like that hard, that kind of hard. But
Mhm.
yeah, we're heading into another stage that might bring some other challenges. So
That might
love.
bring some other conversations. Like most of my friends,
Mhm.
I had kids a little bit later. I had mine at 36 and 38. So a lot of my friends have kids that are in high school and going off to college, which is like a whole nother version of hard, of like
Right.
letting them go. That I'm
Oh,
like, I see them going through that. And it makes me turn inward to be like, I will enjoy every single movie night, regardless of how bad the movie is, curled up
yeah.
on the couch with these little ones, because it's so
Yeah.
fleeting.
The fact that they still want us to tuck them in and like cuddle with them. Yes. Oh my God, that's so true.
Mhm.
So right now, at this stage of motherhood, it's a little bit different. What would you say self-care looks like right now for
Well,
you?
one, it's definitely easier than it was when they were attached to me fully, full time. That is for
Mhm.
sure. But self-care for me still involves moving my body in some way, shape, or form. But now it just looks like out of the house. Like before, I was the person in the garage. Now I am
Yes.
the person that can go and swim at the Y or do a spin class somewhere else or go out and take a yoga class. So my workouts have gone from my garage gym to out in the world, out with real people in real life, and that part alone is really fulfilling because, like, you're leaving a
Mhm.
yoga class and it's with the same people, or you're leaving Pilates class and you get to meet the same women. And that alone, like, fills my cup socially too. So that
Mhm.
piece is naturally fulfilled. And then, of course, it's a lot easier when they have things to do with friends, when they have birthday parties. I can carve out coffee with a friend, that's daughter who's also going to that birthday party, or to meet at the lake for a walk. And it just feels really different. But at the same time, I know it's because I prioritize it. So in the beginning of the month, it goes on the family calendar and it's time to prioritize it. It doesn't happen if it's not planned out ahead of time. That is one thing that I thought would change, but it does not. Like if that on Saturday, we're taking an IKEA field trip with 2 women from the neighborhood, that has been on the calendar for 6 weeks.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And that's so true to look at like now I have the freedom to go out and work out and see people, whereas before,
Mhm.
like I I still tried to work out, but it was a different type of fitting it in.
It
I
was
love
fitting
that.
it in like way more micro blocks throughout the course of
Mhm.
the day. And now I can actually go and do a full workout, which is what my body loves and craves. And in a way, but then my nighttime gets taken up because now my kids are involved in everything. So
Yeah.
like it's after school is no longer a we go to the playground and I can get some activity in
Yeah.
outside. It's they're involved in all the sports. So I
Yeah.
would be outside, but I'm at a soccer field or at on a softball bench or so it's just like a
Yep.
different type of busy now that
Mhm.
they're involved in everything.
Okay, what would you say to the mom though with littles that wants to fit in that extra movement, but they are at home and they can't?
Well, I'm a huge proponent for the YMCA because I leaned in on that when I was a stay-at-home mom also. They have a great stay and play program. If you have a Y
Yeah.
near you, you can drop them off for 2 hours a day. Some moms I know take the 2 hours
I
and
didn't
work
even
out,
know that.
shower, and do all of it, and they have great family packs. So that's like my first, like if you can find a gym, but I highly recommend the Y that has childcare so you can, 2 birds, 1
Mhm.
stone. So you're not paying
Mhm.
an additional babysitter. But then, of course, if you can't, like if that's not in the cards and you have a partner in this, or even a friend, not necessarily even a life partner, but a friend that you can flip flop with, say on a Saturday morning, your kids go play with their kids, or just kind of take each other's turns, even if it's twice a month, it can make such a difference in the calendar.
Right, right, just like
But
a
again,
little
it's
bit for
planning.
yourself.
It's that
Yes.
foresight to say this needs to go on the calendar. Like in the beginning of the month, my husband and I sit down and make sure we have our calendars are synced because we've had that
Mhm.
problem in the beginning of things. Some of us maybe weren't looking at the family calendar. And just being able to plan it out and using your support. Like I live in an amazing neighborhood. Like we don't necessarily have to pay for babysitters. We do once in a while, but we do a lot of flip-flops. We do a hey, you want to get out? We want to get out. Let's pick a Saturday night this week. And we just go early. No one's putting anybody to bed. I don't mind
Right.
getting there at 4 o'clock if it's by myself. you know?
And the freedom of having kids that are a little bit older, it's a lot easier to do that now,
Yes, it is
right?
much easier to do that.
Than like, "Here's the baby, here's the feeding schedule, here's this."
Here's
Yeah.
here's a
Things
packet of all the things.
totally open up when the kids get older, and
Mhm,
I remember when we were about to have our 3rd, I in my head just kept thinking, "We just need to get through the first 3 years." The first
mhm,
3 years, because then once you hit 3, it all kinda, like, starts feeling better. I mean, 5 is, like,
mhm.
the sweet spot there, that's a good one, but,
But
uh
as soon as they're able to play with other kids, like if they're like
Mhm.
2 years old and they can play with other kids, a lot of times it's easier to have other kids over. For us,
Yes.
always like,
Oh, for sure.
no, like they're playing, they're building forts, they're entertaining. Like it's not, feel like I have to parent less. One, because my kids fight
Mhm.
less when other people are around.
Oh,
And
totally.
there's more people to play with. So it
Yes.
does like think about that too. Cause you don't need to wait till your kids are in elementary school. I think 2 and
Mhm.
3-year olds, like a lot of my neighbors have, they come over and they play with the big kids. And
Oh, how
they're right in the
fun.
mix. So it's really great. We do it a lot in the summer when when people get stuck, like when they don't have a summer camp and they have a meeting and we just like
Mhm.
throw it in the group text. And I know this, we're in like, I say we jokingly live in 1955 in our neighborhood of like, does anyone have any
Love
sugar?
that. Oh, love
But
that.
leaning in on your community because there's probably people in your life that feel the same way you do.
Right. Okay, did you have to actively seek this out, or was this like you met your neighbors when you moved in and it was, like, already set up? Was it something you worked for? Because not every neighborhood is like this.
No, I would say we all put in time and work towards these relationships to get
Okay.
to know each other's parenting styles and what kids mesh and what kids do not
Mhm,
mesh, where you
mhm,
can put them in one place or in one even playground on things.
mhm.
But we lucked out. It's a neighborhood where it's like a turnover rate neighborhood. So our house is
Okay.
23 years old. So it's
Mhm.
like everyone that built their house is now like downsizing. So
Yeah,
everyone that moves in is like a younger
like
family
new families. Oh, how
and new
fun.
families. So we came in at like a really good time that there was a ton of kids that were elementary school age kids
So
in this neighborhood. And then it is just like obviously reaching out and being like, hey, will you take my kids this time? And let's get a date on the calendar for yours this time. So
mhm.
nobody feels like I'm always the one taking all of the children or vice
Right.
versa.
See, then we run into the problem where I have like the three crazy boys on the street, and I'm like, oh God, does anyone want to take them?
Or you divide and conquer and you send one
One of
place
them.
and one, you just take
One of
one of them.
Well, I'm so bummed because my oldest son is now like one of the oldest kids on the block. There's like a high school kid, but they don't hang out anymore.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is younger than him. And there used to be five boys that lived across from us, and they would like play baseball in the street. And he was right in the mix of their ages and it was perfect. They moved. So
Oh,
now he's kind of like, Mom, they're all younger than me. I don't want to hang out with them. And I'm like, I just wish there was someone for him.
that's hard. That's really
The other
hard.
two are great. They're like, I'll play with whoever. But yeah, I'm like, if there was someone for him, because it was like literally sandlot in the front yard. Like they would just be playing baseball all day. I'm like, oh, I miss them so much.
That's the best. And then if you don't have like a built-in neighborhood, say you like don't live in a neighborhood, I would suggest looking online and seeing what moms groups are around. Like I'm part of a local moms community here. Most of us work now. Most of us have kids that are, I mean, it's all different ages. Some in high school,
Right.
some kind of range the gamut. And we sometimes have play dates. We also sometimes just do mom stuff. So it's, that's like a built-in calendar.
Yes.
You don't have to set yourself. You're like, oh, this is what's going
Right.
on tonight. Like I have book club tomorrow night.
So fun.
Let's put it on there. So it's
Love
like
it.
just getting involved in community, regardless of what your individual, like where your house is,
Mhm.
finding stuff better in person than online. I
Yeah.
mean, we've been to online for so many years, and it's like, there's nothing better than being in real life and
Right.
being together with people.
Right. Totally. What are some of the common wellness struggles that you see moms dealing with right now? So just like exhaustion and emotional eating, saying that they don't have time. And I also want to talk about perimenopause because last time we were like in our 30s, we weren't really talking about that. Now I'm like, that topic has been coming up a lot. So what are
Mhm.
some things you hear women struggling with?
The number one thing is exhaustion. Like it is just, moms are just tired. There's
Mhm.
not enough time. There's not enough hours in the day. They're already running on empty. Like how most people that come to me are like, how am I going to carve out 2% of the day? And I said, well, it's
Mhm.
only 28 minutes. And they're like, I don't have 28 minutes. So the first challenge I tell people is look at your phone and see how much your screen time is on your phone.
Oh
We're
gosh.
all
I could run
incredibly
a
guilty
marathon with
of
that
this.
time. It's so
That's the
true.
best.
It's so true.
Of look at the time you spend on social media. You can look at how much time you spend on TikTok, how much time you spend on Instagram. And if it's over 28 minutes, which the average is way over 28
Mhm.
minutes, you have time to do something for yourself that's actually going to fuel your, not just your physical body, but your mental and emotional health also. So that's the time aspect. The exhaustion, I say the earlier in the day that it happens, and it doesn't have to, my time is 5 a.m. in the morning. It does not
Mhm.
have to happen at 5 a.m. But if it happens before lunch, there's a way better chance of you getting in that walk
Gonna
or
do
you
it.
sneaking in that healthy breakfast than when you wait until the end of the day. There's some unicorns out there that can wait till 9 o'clock and the kids are in bed and they can, turn on YouTube and get on in a quick video. But
Mhm.
most of us have plenty of excuses after the kids are in bed of why
Yeah.
not do it.
Yeah.
Of then at that point, you are exhausted. Your decision fatigue is real. That what am I going to do for 20 minutes for myself right now? But if you can do it in the early daylight hours of it, or even better yet, before the kids get up, like you said, sneaking into your garage, even when they were in their crib, and just like hoping and praying you could get in a full workout before they woke up,
Right.
then the rest of the day, you're good. Like it's a big check in the
Checked
box.
off your
And
list.
you
Yeah.
don't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to make it happen. Even if it's 10 minutes before you usually get up, it can make such a difference to just move your body minimally. So just
Yeah.
putting that like the lowest barrier possible of, okay, I need to start somewhere. I always tell people you don't have to do everything, but you do have to do something.
Okay, so what are some tips on getting up early? Because I was always morning person, workout. Well, now that my kids are sleeping and I like don't have to be out of the house to go to work, right after I drop them off, I'm having
Mhm.
a harder time getting up early. Like it used to be, I would always get up early. My
Mhm.
husband will work out after me, but now I'm like, well, he can work out before me. But then after I drop him off from school, I come home and I'm like, now I have to work out, and it's getting harder to
Mhm.
motivate myself at that point. So what are some tips if I'm like, I need to work out before they get up, but I keep pushing the snooze button? What are some tips to avoid that?
To avoid it, you answered one of the questions because I said sometimes coming home after drop off, that's when people work out. Like as kids get older, I see moms being like, nope, I leave the house in my workout clothes. I come home, I
Uh,
work workout. But for me, that wouldn't work either because my email is already piled up.
Right.
Work is already to do. There's very
Mhm.
few days that I would actually like go and do a workout versus let me just check this one thing.
Or I
Like,
see the kitchen is a mess from breakfast. Let me stop
mhm.
and clean that up. Oh, wait, and then the laundry's there, and then I don't get to
So
it.
as far as getting up in the morning, one, you have to realize, and especially because you've come from a place of working out, but even if you've never worked out in the morning, set your alarm for 10 minutes before, have your clothes laid out, like ready to go. Like you don't have to look for anything. You don't have to turn on a light. You don't have to wake up your partner. I put my clothes outside the door of my bedroom. So there's not even me picking up clothes off the floor. They're right outside my door. I go downstairs and I get dressed and I have this like very mini ritual that I go down. I have a thyroid disorder. I take my thyroid medicine
Same.
and then take my Synthroid and I have a
Yep.
huge glass of ice cold water and then I work out. So I build this in like it's
Routine.
automatic. Some mornings I'm like, did I have my Synthroid? Did I take a drink of water? Like it's just so automatic now. And just do that
Mhm.
10 minutes earlier. Don't start crazy. Start 10 minutes and just have it be these are the steps. And those might not be your steps. Your steps might be to get dressed, start the coffee pot, and then do something. But you have to
Mhm.
find just that little routine that works for you that turns into a ritual. So you're doing it with intention every single day. And when I say every single day, I really mean like every single day. You don't have to do the length of something every day, but Saturday mornings, I wake up, I put my workouts clothes on, regardless. Maybe I'm going to a softball game, maybe I'm taking my kids to soccer practice, but I get dressed, I go downstairs, I take my Synthroid, I have a glass of water. And then the rest of the day is like, okay, what else can change? What else can happen? But just getting in those few extra steps in the morning is motivating to get out of bed. And then once you realize you reap the benefits of it, it's like this little snowball that just keeps going. That you're like, oh, okay, I did a 5-minute walk yesterday. That felt good. Maybe I could do 10 minutes today, depending on your household and when people wake up and things like that. And I always remind people too, it doesn't have to be a workout. It doesn't need to be, just start the day with something that you find joy in. So I have a client right now that loves to read in the morning. I could never pick up a book in the morning. I would go
And
right
I'd
back
fall
to sleep.
asleep.
There's no part of me that could pick up a book in the morning. But for her, she does the same routine. She puts her workout clothes on, she goes downstairs, she starts the coffee pot and goes out on her porch and she reads for 30 minutes before the kids wake up. And she's like, I always feel like I love this expression. I'm stealing a part of the day that nobody else has.
Oh, I love that.
That's like, just do something that brings you joy. If you're dreading the workout, don't start your day like that. Unless
Right.
you have this like eat the frog mentality where you're going to get like the hardest thing over
Yeah.
with first. Some people that works for some people. That wouldn't work for me. I don't want to start my day with something I don't want to do. But find
Mhm.
something that works for you and just start. Just do it for
Yeah.
one day. And then you do it for 2 days. And then it's these
Make it a
little
habit.
choices. It doesn't need to be a big overhaul of your life.
Right. I like that
Kind
starting
of complicate things.
starting small. Otherwise, it's
Start
just like,
very
I
small.
can't do this. Yeah.
Because consistency is way better than doing big things or completely overhauling your morning routine.
Mhm. Okay, so you talk about 2% of your day, that concept. Why do you think that mindset works for moms?
Oh, it's specifically for moms or just busy humans, but it really works for moms because it's doable. Because 2% of the day is 28 minutes and it doesn't have to be done all at once. So you can do 3 minutes in the morning. You can do 5 minutes before lunch. You could sprinkle it out through the course of the day, however you can to fit into your
Ah.
schedule. It's very bite sized and it's very doable. And if you don't have 28 minutes a day, please reach out. Find me on Instagram and we will literally, I have a whole exercise that we pinpoint where you're spending your time through the course of the day because we're all busy. We can always use that excuse. But what is more important than your health? And then really what you want your kids to see. Like your kids see you working out in the morning in the garage. Guess what your kids are going to do when they're adults? This
Right.
is part of this generational wellness kind of initiative that I'm just such a fan of now, of like dropping the trauma and turning it into generational wellness instead.
Oh, I
Because
love
they're
that.
watching everything we do, whether we like it or not. So
Mhm.
it's how we talk about it. It's how I have girls. So we never talk about weight loss in our house. None of my programs are about weight loss. It's all about loving the way you look and feel in your body and being strong. Like mommy goes to the gym to get strong. Mommy goes to
Mhm.
Pilates to get strong. So I can continue to carry you upstairs when you fall asleep on the couch. That's what I tell the kids. But you got to be mindful of how you talk about these things, but more importantly, what you do, how you show up.
Right. Okay, so then since the last time we talked, you have developed the 2% Club.
Mhm.
How is that different than other wellness programs? Because I see them all the time, like, get this app, do this program, do this. How is yours different?
The biggest part is the accountability, that it's me. It's like having a personal trainer in your back pocket 24/7. And it's in an app and it's convenient and you can get notifications to your phone and you can set it up however you want to. However, how often you want me in your back pocket is that how you fit in your back pocket. And it's a holistic approach. So it's not just workouts, it's the food, it's the meal planning, but very doable. Not like I have 100 containers in my refrigerator and I know what I'm going to eat 6 days from now. Not like that. Like you have a generic plan of what you can do, all kinds of food groups, all kinds of food preferences, allergies, and even I say for the most part kid friendly, but I have the pickiest children in the history of the world. So we modify things family by family. But then again, it's the reminders. It's like my pep talk Wednesdays of just reminding you, like, doesn't have to be a perfect week. We're going for progress, not perfection. And now I've wrapped up, basically took my 90-day program and I'm doing it like in mini month sessions. So each month will be a different focus. We did an arm series this past month it was 4 arm workouts because everybody was like, I want to get rid of this underarm, all of this.
Summer's coming, yeah.
Summer's coming, tank top season is around the corner, and I want to get rid of this. So we did a 4-part arm series. Everything, those workouts are all 15 minutes or less.
Oh,
So
wow.
again, it's doable and it's things you can fit in your house. You don't have to go somewhere to be able to do them. So it's exciting. I've been doing my 90-day program for the last almost 9 years now, and it's been incredible. I guarantee results. It's more one-on-one, and then it is a group, and I'm still offering it. But this is just, if you want a little less, but you still want a personal trainer in your back pocket.
I love that. So do they have access to you like personally, or is it
Yep.
recorded?
Nope, it's all access to me. We do live workouts and then some like the series will be recorded, like the arm workout will be recorded. We're going to do a booty blast for the next month because that was a popular request. And I'm building it for what moms want. So it's surveys. Right now, it's surveys weekly on what you want to see, what future trainings you want to see, what type of meal plans are we changing up. Right now we're doing anti-inflammatory. So like any bloat, any like all of like the gut health and everything. So we focused on the anti-inflammatory for the month because the most common problem was I just feel like I have a belly and I don't want to have a belly. So it's just kind of cleaning up the diet, but again, not perfection, just little shifts and little changes and recipe ideas for you to try throughout the course of the month. Not to do like, okay, this is what I need to do for breakfast. This is what I need to do for lunch. And this is what I need to do for dinner. Right. So there's like enough freedom, but not too much freedom as in a lot of other apps that are like, here's 6,000 workouts, choose one.
Yes.
Like, decision fatigue is real. And I want to keep it as simple as possible.
Love that. Okay. So going back to bloating, what is like one little tip that you can give that would be in your meal plan or your meal?
Honestly, it's not even food. It's water. A lot of us are walking around very dehydrated. So I had this conversation with one of the people in the 2% club the other day. She's like, okay, I'm hitting my 64 ounces of water. And I said, that's great. Cleveland Clinic in recent years suggests women drink 91 ounces of water a day.
Gosh.
And that's not if you're like
not getting that. I'm not
heavily sweating or doing like extra things. So now this is week 1 of like slowly increasing because I definitely didn't want her to just jump up to 91 ounces because then you're living in the bathroom and no one's got time for that.
Yeah.
So it's just being aware of like how much water that you're taking in. I tell people like you have to have a water bottle that you love so you can bring it everywhere. And it's a constant reminder to drink because drinking 91 ounces, if you are nowhere near that, is very difficult. But when you do like this one, I think this is my 32. Yeah, this is 32. And I drink about 4 of these a day. One of them I put electrolyte replacement in.
Okay. So
just by the end of the day, I don't want to taste water. I know,
I'm so tired of water.
I'm so tired of water.
But it's setting that goal, like knowing, oh, okay, this is one simple change I can make in my day that would benefit me. And it's easy to like monitor because that's where I'm just kind of like, I just feel like I'm all over the place. Like, I know I want to feel better. I want to be able to move better. But then I go on YouTube trying to find workout videos and there's like a million.
The decision fatigue, I think, is the biggest complaint that I hear from people of like, I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. I know I need to eat healthier. I need to eat cleaner. I need to move my body more. I need to sleep more. I need to drink more. I know all these things, but the decision to do it every day is just, it's overwhelming. Right. There's like too many.
Someone just hand it to you on a platter.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what I'm doing. And I'm like, here's your week. This is what you need to do this week. Rearrange the days, do something that works for you. Here's your week. Here's exactly how you need to be able to feel your best by the end of the week.
Okay. Question about the app. Can you access the videos on a TV screen or is it computer, phone?
Nope, you can do it on a TV screen too.
TV screen. Okay, because that's like
Do it on a computer, on your phone. Yeah.
yeah, because I need it in the garage right there. Okay, and then another
Mhm.
question for you.
Mhm.
Busy nights at the field because baseball
Mhm.
season, like literally opening day is this weekend, and I have all three of my boys
It's
playing.
like, you're
So
like, I'm sorry, it's still February.
every day of the week, we have someone going to practice. I literally drove like to the field and back, this field and back, this field and back on Monday. What
Mhm.
are some like, because I run into the now I stop eating well because we're just like on the go all the time. I just grab food and I'm not like
Mhm.
intentional about like this is what we're having for dinner. What would be a tip to help with evening eating on those busy nights?
Mhm. Oh, this is like so timely. So in March, in the 2% Club, we're doing game night dinners. And it's
Oh,
stuff that you can put it's
perfect.
early in the month too. It's stuff that you can pack and go, so it's
Okay.
easy to do, and or things like quesadillas. If you need something today, of like you can make quesadillas, wrap them individually in foil, you can take out or leave what ingredients each child wants,
Mhm.
and you can just throw them in like a cooler bag, keep them warm, and it's an easy dinner right off the
Right.
I mean, that's what I made for lunch today after I got home from Pilates. I was ravenous on what to eat, and I just threw some
Mhm.
barbecue chicken and a little bit of cheese and peppers and onions and throw it together like that. That's the easiest. Crock pot, also great. I have a mom that has a crock pot in her car for baseball nights.
What?
She has an adapter that
Never
goes
even thought of that.
into a USB, and it's a
That's
plug
brilliant.
so it can still stay warm, and they'll have crock pot dinners every night because she's got 3 boys and she's all over the place.
Mhm. That is
But for, like,
brilliant.
easy meals or really charcuterie box, like a snack box. I got,
Mm.
like, that big it's, like, 16
Yes.
containers on
Okay.
Amazon. Look at dinner differently. It doesn't need to be, like, a protein and a
A
veggie and a
meal.
carb kind of thing. It doesn't need to be a whole meal. Getting, like, beef jerky sticks and veggies and hummus and quinoa, filling things, but fill one of those snackle boxes with things
Mhm.
like that and have charcuterie board dinner on game nights instead. So you can still
Yeah.
fill it with, like, healthy things. You're not stopping fast food,
I'm
and
not
it's really
going to the
easy
snack
to
bar and
prep
getting a
ahead
hot
of time.
dog.
Yeah, exactly, which
You
is
know?
so easy
Oh,
at this
God.
stage. But also to be mindful of those nights that you're at the field, to don't be on your phone, to get up and walk, right?
Right.
Stay
And that
right
is one
near them, but
yes.
get in your steps while you're at the field. There's so
That's
many
one
people
thing
that are
I'm
just
loving
on
that
their phone in their seat.
I'm not chasing them at the playground anymore, or not chasing them, but
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah.
having to like they're all at practice, so now
Mhm.
I can get my walk in finally.
Mhm.
I'm not
And
like,
chances
watching.
are you know other moms or dads at the field that you can
Mhm.
both walk and you can have some social time and catch up and not be seated on your phone. It's the best thing that you can do, especially this
Right.
time of year as we move into some warmer weather. Well,
Yes.
it's always warm where you are.
Well, yeah, it's pretty warm. I last night I was like, "Oh, I should have brought a jacket with me." Okay, for the moms listening who feel like they have failed at every fitness wellness routine, what would you say to them?
Don't stop. Just don't stop. Keep showing up. When I was 6 months postpartum, I had a real rough start. I think I shared with us in our last
Mhm.
conversation, and I was in a really dark place, and I to the point that I was questioning whether or not I should be here with my family still. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And something I didn't before this deal with anxiety or depression or rage or any of these things, but this was brought on postpartum. It can also be brought on perimenopausal. So I'm doing a little preventative while
Mhm.
I move into that stage of things. But I showed up to a yoga class after my lowest of low day. I'm like, okay, get back to what you know, get back to what you love. I had a broken tailbone at the time.
Oh,
So went in and like laid on my side. Yeah, thank you. My firstborn really did a number on me. She
no,
better be a
right?
great teenager. I
Still
deserve
doing it. Still, still.
so I literally came into a yoga class, laid on my side, and I just sat there for the first time in 6 months and just really cried and watched all these gorgeous bodies in Santa Monica, California flow around me and being so envious of like, that's not me anymore. That's not my
Right.
body. I can't move. I can't even lay on my back. And at the end of class, I like embarrassingly rolled up my mat. And it was a teacher that I didn't know at the time. And she came up to me and she put her hand on my shoulder and she's like, listen, I don't know what's going on, but you showed up. You just got to keep showing up. And she knows now that she changed my life going forward because even on like the darkest of days, I just show up. And if I
Mhm.
have 20% to give, that I give 20%. And guess what? That's 100% of what I'm able to give today. So
Right.
just keep showing up. Show up for yourself, show up for your family. Take the 2%. You deserve it.
Right. And celebrate even that little win. The fact that you got
It's
there that
tiny
day
wins.
was huge. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love that.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you.
for everyone who is interested in the 2% Club, how do we find you?
Oh my goodness, on Instagram, Great Days by Sarah, because moms deserve to have great days. And I can
Love
send you
that.
the link too if you want to put it in the notes. I can
Yes, I
share it
will
with
for sure put it in the notes because I
you.
love this. I'm going to check out all of your recipes and workouts. I love it so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.